Arsenal will be facing Brighton in the round of 16 of the Carabao Cup. Yes, the draw just happened after us beating Port Vale 2-0. Talking about that game, I'll be real, man, it wasn't the greatest game to watch on the eye, but as long as we get the win, we get the flipping win, bro. Nice to see Eze get his first goal for the Arsenal fam. It all worked out, broskies. The whole way, his whole football career led to this moment, and it's going to lead to many more great moments for him personally and hopefully for the Arsenal flipping squad with some trophies. As well, it was good to see Ben White back in the flipping 11, fam. This guy's been injury-ridden in recent times, bro. Obviously, he had to deal with Tomiyasu not playing, so he was playing flipping 90 minutes every flipping game in the 23-24 season. And since then, he's been trying to get back to full fitness, and now hopefully is the time. And this is my favourite player, so I want this guy to do well every flipping time, bro. Right back. Annoyed, I can't lie that he didn't play striker today, and Martinelli, fam. I really thought he was going to be playing flipping striker number 9 in the middle, but Marino took his spot, and yeah, he didn't do too much with it, did he? Good debut from Kepa as well. Clean sheet. What can we say, fam? What, one mistake? It's alright, bro. We won the game and you got a clean sheet. But yeah, looking forward to this fixture, man. I know all the guys are telling their girls, yo, we'll go to the Champions League game real quick. And this is Brighton Carabao Cup. I know what you're thinking about!
Arsenal 2, Port Vale 0. It wasn't pretty, but we're through to the next round. Eberechi Eze gets his first goal, and Leandro Trossard shows why he is a super sub. First of all, I'd like to give credit to Darren Moore. He set up his team excellently. He defended brilliantly. The defensive discipline was excellent from the first minute to the 90th minute. And they should leave this game with their head held high. They did well tonight. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people moaning, pointing the finger, even making jokes about how Arsenal struggled to beat Port Vale. But these are cup games, and this is the kind of thing that happens against lower league opposition. Just look at this one and this one. We've been here many times before. When you've got players in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to potentially be giant killers, they're going to give it their all. It was good to see Bukayo Saka get some minutes tonight in preparation for the game against Newcastle. There was a little brief scare that he was injured, but it looks like he's come out of that okay. It was only an impact on his ankle, but it didn't look too bad. Christian Mosquera looked very good until he tried to set up Port Vale with and at that point, Kepa tried to join in and giving Port Vale a goal, but we evaded that one. But then Trossard came on with a lovely touch, took it down, opened himself up and slotted it past the keeper. Only minutes before, Max Dowman put in a lovely ball over the top to Victor Gyökeres. And I know people keep saying that people aren't setting up Victor Gyökeres and Gyökeres isn't getting enough service and blah, blah. And I suspect this is the people willing to die on a hill that they wanted Gyökeres over anyone else. But sometimes you've got to start looking at the player himself. And Victor Gyökeres has to be quicker there. He has to be sharper there. He's done the work, took down the ball, he's got to open himself up and put it in the back of the net. Or test the keeper. He took far too long and the defender got in front of him. It was a very good tackle from the defender though, so I can't take away from that. Overall, happy with the win. Could have done it in more style, but right now, it's about getting through to the next round.
Before anyone says, you only scraped past Port Vale.
League One legends.
They've been in great form, mate.
You silly boys.
They came out swinging tonight, Port Vale.
Like a horse tail.
I give them credit. That defence.
Unbreakable.
Deborah Humphreys.
I swear she's my old school teacher.
Solid. Hallway. They did well. But we've got this maverick, Eze.
He's the man.
First goal for Arsenal.
Hallelujah.
Lovely little finish, Eze. You make it look easy.
Easy.
Downman come on. Some lovely touches. 15 years old. This kid's going to be class.
Max Wildman.
Bit late though, Arsenal. Yeah. He's got school classes tomorrow.
Do a sickie.
I'll be real though. On a whole, the performance, it was quite dusty. With Eze, Ethan, Saka in the same team, I was expecting us to pepper Port Vale.
Where were the corners?
I mean, we made hard work of it, man. It was 1-0 for ages.
Silly boys.
St James's Park at the weekend.
Be so careful.
At least we're through.
Never in doubt, Arsenal have beaten Port Vale 2-0. Bukayo Saka, hopefully he's not injured and he's good. He's got substituted off for Max Dowman. Eze with his first goal. Trossard off the bench with a goal. And yeah, not much we can say about it. What a terrible game. It better be better against Newcastle on the weekend. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a like and follow up.
Yes, easy things. When you're top side, this helps meant to be in a Carabao Cup when it comes to the third round and them things there. Light work, clean sheet and them things there. Get the job done. AKA Liverpool, Lucky FC, take notes. There's no need for no scrappy last minute winner and them things. No, none of that. No late winners, none of that. A man's all taking off a shirt and them things there, these time man's on a yellow card. None of that. No getting carried away. No procedure. This is how it is when you're a big side, my brother. Do you understand? Yeah. Listen, don't get me wrong. As an Arsenal fan, I wanted a proper blitzing. There's nothing better than a blitz, and I'm not going to lie to you when you get a couple men on the score sheet. But like I said, a 2-0, I'll take it. As I said, clean sheet and them things there. But as the overall performance, I did expect a bit more. I'm not going to lie. It was very, very, very good to see Eze get his first goal for Arsenal. What he deserves, what he's been waiting for, what a goal it was as well. Lewis Skep, dirty boy. I mean, as for the lineup, pretty strong. So what squad depth does to a brother? Now we can afford to play these, like the Norgards, the Nyeris, the Ben Whites. Who would ever thought? Saliba's obviously probably getting back to fitness. The Lewis Skep, like these are proper. These could be starters, my brother. The Eze's, do you get me? But now we can afford to play them in games like this because we got squad depth. So yeah, overall light work. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I did expect just a little bit more from the attackers, man. Look, Martinelli, Moreno. For some reason, that brother just doesn't fire for us, man. For Spain, he's a madman, but for us, don't know what going for him. But yeah, Saka almost got injured as well. That was crazy. But yeah, easy win, man. Yeah, love.
Arsenal Football Club win the game 2-0. Eze and Trossard. Boring to watch. We won the game. That's literally the only positive I can think of. We can't create in the final third. Boring.
Quality speaks for itself, and what a ball. 15 years old, plays it directly to your Chris's path. We haven't done that in the past 3-4 games. I already see it now. People are going to say it's League One, Port Vale, this and that. The guy's 15, bro. He's got school in the morning. Yeah, he's got his GCSEs this year. He can't drive. He can't drink. This is the level we're talking here. The guy's a literal child. He's not even the age of consent. And he's doing that in a competitive football match. I'm not saying that he's anywhere near the finished article or he's going to be the perfect player to play week in, week out or should be the backup to Saka. However, the quality this guy possesses, not only from on the ball, but his mentality is how smart he is on and off the ball already at such a young age. The IQ to see that Jokeris was making a run. Bearing in mind, yes, there was no VAR tonight. That was clearly onside when you watch it back. This guy has got such a bright future, man. And what I saw tonight, I'm moved. One thing I want to address as well, I don't understand the Leandro Trossard hate. I really don't get it. You guys criticise him for things that he literally can't do. I don't get it. When you look at the fact that on the ball is one of the best players we've got at the club, and if you don't see that, then you clearly haven't watched him enough. Finishing on point once again, he comes off the bench and gets a goal to put us through into that next round. It's what he does. Yes, maybe sometimes when he starts, he's not as impactful, but his technical ability is second to none. The only reason why he's not starting week in, week out is because he ain't got pace. And if he did, I've said this enough times already, don't make me get the scarf. Yeah, trust us, my boy. If he had the pace to be the best left winger in the Prem, and I will stand on that. I will stand on it. He's too good.
Full-time, Arsenal 2, Port Vale 0. But my God, another game that was genuinely quite difficult to watch. So much credit needs to go to Port Vale because they really actually did play well in the end. Particularly in that second half, they had an extremely high press for the majority of the second half. And to be honest, made it really difficult for Arsenal, and this was evident. It was 1-0 right until the 86th minute, so it was actually super close. And that's not a good thing from Arsenal. That is not a good thing at all. I'm not being funny, no disrespect to Port Vale, but they are in League One. Yes, we got the win and yes, we go through, so this is kind of irrelevant, but it's also kind of not irrelevant. Because I think more than anything, Arsenal fans just wanted to see a convincing dominant performance today. And yet we actually looked like we struggled to get it over the line. It just seems to be the same problems watching Arsenal this season for me. Lack of intensity a lot of the time, and also a lack of purpose when we have possession. It's a lot of sideways, backwards, not a lot of really trying to create chances. And that has been the moral of the story for Arsenal so far this season. All the possession in the world, really, but really struggling to create chances, create goal-scoring opportunities. And the fact that that was evident still tonight is slightly concerning for me. To touch on a more positive note, Eze getting his first goal for Arsenal, something I was very happy to see and put a smile on my face. And the second goal as well, Trossard took it extremely well and it was a lovely finish. But guys, listen, I might be being a bit too negative here, but I just would have liked to have seen a bit more tonight. We're through to the fourth round, but Arsenal need to step it up this season.
5 things we learned from Arsenal 2, Port Vale 0. Chance creation is still a problem. I think it's our biggest problem. 4 shots on target against a League One team, 19th in League One, with the level of lineup that we put out. And actually quite an attacking lineup. You know, if you think Eze and Waneri as the 2/8s alongside Norgard, all right, Marino was the striker, but that's not where creativity comes from. It's from here. And we are still lacking it, despite playing with the more creative attacking players in that midfield. So more solutions need to be found. That said, one solution is getting Eze into the box as often as you possibly can, in and around those areas where he can score goals. Because he will do that. And when the ball fell to him, it's a wonderful finish. You know, just opens up the body, very casually, just redirects it almost, slots it into the corner, good goal. But ultimately, I think we are still really missing a fit and firing Martin Ødegaard. And it's been a really annoying start for the season for him. And I really hope we have him against Newcastle United. I like Christian Nargel. I do. He wasn't astonishing tonight. There was nothing spectacular that he did. He's just a solid, robust, useful player. Like, there's just nothing. You just feel safe. You just feel secure when he's there, and I like that. Bukayo Saka starting the game raised a few eyebrows on social media. Lots of people saying, why is he starting? Why would you risk it? And when this challenge went in and he stayed down, you're thinking, oh my God, what have we done? But it's a very fine balance to have, because I don't think he looked very sharp tonight. And if we want him to start against Newcastle United, you need to rebuild his sharpness. He's had 45 minutes against City, and you've got to rebuild his fitness as well. So it is difficult to judge. And ultimately, I expect the club know better than we do as to who needs minutes and when. And finally, there is nothing wrong with just being an impact sub. That is what Leandro Trossard is. We see it time and time and time again. Trossard, off the bench, goal. Great goal as well. Brilliant touch inside off that ball from Saliba. And then the finish, lovely. Like, it doesn't need to be more than that. It doesn't need to be that these performances off the bench are rewarded with starts. They're rewarded with more appearances off the bench to continue doing this, because that is what you do best.
Arsenal have been drawn against Brighton in the round of 16 clash. All teams. Why have we got one of the bulky ones? There's no excuses. We have to win this. I mean, Newcastle got Spurs. That's a tricky tie. Liverpool v Palace ain't easy. Chelsea have to go to Wolves, who beat Everton. How did Man City get the easiest of draws all the time? Anyway, we played Brighton in between Crystal Palace and Burnley on October the 29th. It's not bad, to be fair. We've got an easier run of fixtures where we should be winning every single game. I'm not going to lie. Every game is winnable. In fact, Newcastle and Atletico Madrid should be the only games we draw. Looking at those fixtures with the backups we got. There's no excuses. Arteta has to win this competition. And if we lose to Brighton and we're 5 points behind Liverpool, I can't have any faith in him anymore. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, and hit the follow button.
Playing football once a week ain't fun. Grimsby Town, what have you done to us? 7 games in soon, and I'm still waiting for a goal and an assist from Benjamin Šeško while Eze scores for Arsenal today. Arsenal win 2-0 away from home with an Eze and Trossard goal. They're in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Liverpool in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Chelsea are in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Manchester City's Phil Foden keeps on scoring and assisting. They're in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Newcastle are in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Tottenham, Palhinha even scored a bicycle kick, overhead kick goal. They're in the next round of the Carabao Cup. While we are still just waiting for our next game. 1 game a week. Is this what happens, bro? 1 game a week. Because you look at it from this. Arsenal played today, Liverpool played today. These teams that played yesterday and today, they're going to play midweek next week again, and we're still spectating. We really need the FA Cup to come by. I'm not joking, bro. 1 game a week, I can't do this.